is WVVA in Focus, a weekly program about important issues and events in the two Virginias.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this edition of In Focus. Right now, we are going to discuss the Community Foundation of the Virginias, Inc. We'll share what its purpose is, its history, who it serves in the two Virginias, and more. Joining me now in the studio to share more information is James Smokey Shott, the Executive Director of the Community Foundation, and also Marie Blackwell. She's a board member, and you may also recognize her and know her as the ambassador for the city of Bluefield. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So, Smokey, I'll start with you. On the Foundation's website, it says that the Community Foundation of the Virginias, Inc. promotes philanthropy by fostering charitable giving, serving the donor's interests, and much more. Can you elaborate more on its purpose?
Well, yeah. The Community Foundation, first of all, is a lot different than something like the Gates Foundation or something like that. It's designed to help people who don't have millions of dollars still be able to accomplish some charitable goals. And we can do grants or scholarships. The grants are divided into 4 categories: health, education, human services, and arts and humanities. And they can pick all or one of those to focus on. And then, of course, on the scholarship side, then there's a lot of varieties of the way they can do things. We've been in operation, started in 1993. And then there was another foundation in Princeton that started in 1998, and the two merged in 2002 and changed the name then at that point to the Community Foundation of the Virginias. And so we've been, doing grants and scholarships ever since. As of the last year's grants and scholarships, we've put over $4 million back into the area.
Wow.
And so that's a good thing, we think.
Yeah, that's excellent, $4 million. And let's talk about the importance of those donors and the necessity of those donors.
Well, without donors, we wouldn't exist. And the donor will contribute up to, $10,000 or more to start a fund, and of course to decide what they want to do with the fund. And based on the fund agreement, the legal document that we have, then our committees will review the applications, decides which ones are going to get awards and how much money they're going to get and so forth. Some of the donors want to do that themselves. They have a donor advised fund where they have their own committee, and others they have donor designated funds, which they decide when they establish the fund what they're going to where the money is going to go with, one of those 4 areas or some specific area.
And Marie, as a board member, you've seen the importance of the Community Foundation of the Virginias here in our area. Let's talk more about how this really is necessary to help individuals here in our area.
Oh my goodness, Mel, yes. Through the foundation, we're able to help seniors at local high schools for scholarships and some college students that are ongoing. We can help some of them. And then the grant side of it, we have helped so many organizations that without this foundation, we would not have had the funding to do that. I mean, in Tazewell and Mercer County, we have helped all different types of organizations and that to improve things. I mean, we could not do that without this foundation.
Well, you know what, Marie, I'm glad you mentioned also the grant side of things, so grants and the scholarships. So, Smokey, can you elaborate more on the grants and how that really has helped businesses in the two Virginias as well?
Well, the ones that get our awards are nonprofits, and that includes municipal governments and county governments and things like that. We help a lot of fire departments, police departments, and so forth. And a lot of, other nonprofits that do good things, food pantries, and just all kinds of Child Protect was one of the ones, Child Protect and Child, I can't remember what the other one is, but, things like that. And just anybody who has a nonprofit that helps people and does things for the community can apply for a grant from us.
And what is the best way to go about applying for that grant? We do have information available for our viewers, by the way. We have the phone number, the website. But what is the best way if someone's interested in learning more about that grant process?
Well, go to the website. There's a whole section of the website devoted to grants and scholarships explaining, what you do. The application can be downloaded from the website. And then it's just a matter of filling it out and sending it in.
And there's a dinner every year, and that recognizes those donors and others who were involved with the Community Foundation of the Virginias. Let's talk about the importance of having that dinner and that form of recognition on a yearly basis.
Well, and it's also a fundraiser. And of course, you know, that helps us grow, and the bigger we are, the more we can do. And you know, and it's an annual dinner. It's usually in the fall, and we recognize some of the people who have given to us and some of the people that we've given to, and it's it's just a very good community affair.
Now, if someone is interested in donating money and getting involved in that way, what's the best process to get that rolling?
Well, there are a number of ways you can do that. The simplest thing is probably a check, and just with an explanation of what you want done with the money. It can be given to an individual fund. It can be just given to us to use as we need. It can be given as a memorial donation in somebody's name or to honor someone, things like that. But it's just really a matter of writing a check or sometimes going through PayPal and making a donation to the foundation.
Right. And Marie, what do you think is important for folks to know who are watching this morning, who are just starting to learn about the Community Foundation? What are 2 or 3 things that you'd really like them to remember about the Community Foundation?
I would really like them to remember about the scholarships. I think Smokey will agree with me. We're not getting as many scholarships applications as what we want. And the high school students and that, they can always talk to their guidance counselors about this. This is a great way for them to get some assistance with their college funds. And then as far as the grants, I mean, the city, the municipalities and the nonprofit organizations out there, this is a great way for them to get some support. So, we need to get the word out there that this funding is available and let the communities know that in Mercer and Tazewell County that we're there to help.
And what are the deadlines for those scholarships that high schoolers may need to be aware of?
Well, the scholarship application period has just ended, but it is March 31st. And the deadline for grants is June 30th.
All
So
right.
coming up.
Yeah, coming up very soon. And Smokey, what else would you like our viewers to know this morning? Like, same thing I asked Marie, about 2 or 3 things that you hope that they remember as they're watching and learning more about the Community Foundation of the Virginias, Inc.
Well, I think one thing that if people go to our website and they can look and see, and also things in the newspaper and so forth and on TV that tell what we've done, who gets our money. And a lot of times people will maybe have a particular organization that they like and may not realize that we've helped to support that organization. So, just like them to explore a little bit, and maybe they'll find that they'd like to give us some money and help us out.
Right. Well, we certainly hope so, and I appreciate both of you coming in this morning and sharing more information about the Community Foundation of the Virginias, Inc. Appreciate you, Mr. Shott and Marie, very much.
Thank you. We appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you for having us, Mel. Yeah.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to this edition of In Focus, everyone. This morning, we are switching gears a little bit. We are going to talk about education and children. Joining me in the studio is Jackie Lutz. She's a music teacher at a private school in Cedar Bluff, Main Street School. She's also the executive director of Mountain Kids. Jackie, it's great to have you back in the studio after being here in April and talking about the open house for Main Street Schools. Great to have you back.
Thank you. Love being here. Thank you.
So, for those who missed that segment on Main Street School, let's go over the basics. What is it? Where is it located? Who does it serve?
Yeah, so we are a school that serves kids from age 4 with our K-4 program, leading into elementary, middle, and high school now. We've been around since about 2016. We started as a kindergarten, and since then we've grown to where we are today. And we are a private Christian school that's non-denominational. We have our roots in Tazewell, but the big news is that we just relocated to Cedar Bluff this past year. We're getting ready to close our first year, and we've loved our gracious hosts, Community Heights. They've been so wonderful. Their facilities are beautiful. We've got bright colored classrooms and windows and a brand new playground and a huge gymnasium. And the response I always get is, Main Street School, I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard of you. So here we are trying to get the word out.
Okay, well, I'm so glad you're here and you're sharing this information with parents, grandparents, guardians, anyone interested. Let's talk about your background as a music teacher and how you got started at Main Street School.
Yeah, so truly it's been a blessing. Like most kids, you know, I got into music when I was little, started piano when I was 5, was classically trained, and got a job teaching at a music studio when I was 15, 16. And that became my life. I loved every minute of it. I always say the music was the vehicle, but the kids were the destination. Oh. And I was at that studio every moment I could get, and enrolled in college as a music minor, and just wasn't really feeling the 8-hour practice days and things like that. Fast forward several years later, and I've been with Main Street School as their music teacher since 2017. And I took 1 year off when I had my daughter, who is now enrolled in Main Street School, which is exciting. Aww. And I have loved every single minute of it.
Oh, well, I can tell your passion for the kids is just, it's so evident. And what's it like having your daughter there at school, too? That must be fun.
Amazing. We sing together. We always start our mornings with praise and worship. Oh. And so I'm on guitar, piano, and I look down and I see her singing and joyful and dancing. And you know, she comes to my music class, and it's truly, it feels like a family when you come to our school.
And what grade is your daughter in?
She's in our K4 program.
Okay, K4. And that's great that's available for, you know, those 4-year-olds. Let's talk more about that and giving those kids a head start a little bit earlier in life.
Yeah, so I can tell you from personal experience, when she enrolled and started, she didn't know her letters, she didn't know her shapes, and she couldn't write her name. And our wonderful K4 instructor, Miss Jeannie Daniels, is truly amazing. She's a joy to be around. Mm-hmm. She brings out the best in these kids. Their eyes just shine in her class. And she can now write her name, and they're learning about weather patterns. They have a wonderful routine where after worship, after Bible class, then they look at the daily weather. They learn about the seasons, and they have a wonderful routine that scoots them along. They do centers where they learn about different things within their centers program. And I mean, truly, my daughter has just flourished in that program.
Right, and the classroom sizes are smaller at Main Street School. So let's chat about how that could help those kids to be in a smaller classroom size.
Yeah, so we aim for a 6-to-1 ratio. 6 students to 1 staff member. Our largest class is usually about 12 or 13. I think we've had 14 in the past, but usually there is a degreed teacher with a license through ACSI and a staff member, an aide. And that gives us the ability to really have enriching relationships. We can see where the kids are with their needs academically, emotionally, socially, and spiritually. We can connect with them. We can adjust our lessons or veer off according to what they need. And you get this sense of community when you're there because the class sizes are small and because the teachers also collaborate across each other as well.
And the school is on its way to becoming accredited.
That's right.
So let's talk about that.
We're so excited about it. Our goal is spring 2025. It has been a massive undertaking, but we truly want, our tagline is academic excellence and spiritual vitality. We want to provide the best environment academically for our students with the understanding that, you know, God is the source of knowledge and truth, and to have a warm and creative relationship with Him will only help them and flourish them. And so we've combined this, and we've partnered with the Association of Christian Schools International. They have an accreditation program, and like I said, it's a massive undertaking. It takes several years. They have a set of criteria in order for you to be accredited. Things like, we want to make sure we're operating lawfully, we're operating with integrity, we're hiring teachers that have the appropriate degrees and licenses through ACSI. Some other areas, we are internally governed. So for example, we have different committees within our school. I'm on the safety committee. which became very, very important with some of the recent tragedies at Covenant School.
Yeah.
And those committees are really working according to what the accreditation aims to. As soon as we found out, our committee kind of got fired up, and we started working with our board members, our head of school, the church leadership where we were, in enhancing our security. We started looking at what grants were available for SROs, which are like senior resource officers and things like that. So the accreditation process is really working within our school. Another really beautiful area that the accreditation requires is cross-collaboration. And we call it weaving the thread through each of our classes. And I'll give you some really, really cool examples. So next week is Latin America History Week in our school. Our Spanish teacher is from Argentina.
Neat.
And so her, myself, and our English teacher, we have coordinated how can we make next week very, Latin American focused. So our English teacher will read a book called Esperanza Rising, which is based in Mexico. It's a riches to rags story. And in music, we'll study maybe the tango from Argentina, or we'll do rainforest from Brazil, and we'll make rain with our hands and our bodies, and look into that. And then with Spanish, we'll do some cooking and make, bring in these cultural aspects. And actually, next week, we're having a video conference with someone from El Salvador.
Wow.
And in the past, we've worked with Spanish artists as well with our program. And again, it's beautiful to see all the teachers working together.
Yeah.
In previous years, our art teacher paired up with our social studies teachers, and they study ancient civilizations. So when they studied Egypt, they created their own Egyptian sarcophaguses, sarcophagi, or whatever, the plural for that. And the kids actually learned to write in hieroglyphics, and they wrote their name and their age. They've rebuilt replicas of Williamsburg out of pretzels and things. So it's amazing. And all of this is part of our accreditation program. The cross-collaboration, the safety, ensuring kids are well-rounded socially, spiritually, academically, emotionally. And like I said, it has been a major undertaking, but we really think it's going to set the best learning environment that we can possibly offer to our community.
I'm so glad you shared this information with our viewers, Jackie. We have to take a quick break in a moment, but let's go ahead and share that website, Facebook information, anything else you feel like would be good for parents, anyone watching this morning to know.
Yes, so mainstreet.education is our website. You can get our contact and our address there. We always welcome tours. We love to give tours, even when classes are up and running or after hours as well. We just had our open house, which was wonderful. So they can go there and get in touch with us, and we would love to show them our amazing space.
Great. So if someone's interested in enrolling their child, go ahead and get in touch and learn more. Wonderful. Well, Jackie, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back to talk more about Mountain Kids after this. Welcome back to this edition of In Focus, everyone. I'd like to welcome Jackie Lutz back to the studio. She's the executive director of Mountain Kids. We're about to talk about that in a moment. Also, a music teacher at Main Street School in Cedar Bluff, Virginia. Jackie, it's great to have you here.
Thank you. I love being here.
I can tell your enthusiasm for the kids is just so evident. I just love that. So let's go ahead and talk about Mountain Kids now. What is that?
Oh, Mountain Kids is an amazing nonprofit organization with a beautiful mission, which is simply to improve the lives of kids in Tazewell County and the surrounding area. We've done different things in the past. Right now, our focus is summer camps, providing a safe but enriching and adventurous and fun camp for kids to come and learn new things, make a buddy, do something adventurous, and grow just a little bit.
Oh, that's great. So what are the dates for those summer camps, and is enrollment still happening?
Yes, we are open for enrollment. The camps start towards the end of June. They're usually about a week long, and they're from 9 to 3. And they're located at Clinch River Farms in Claypool Hill. There's different camps. There's Ooey Gooey Art Camp, where we want kids to get artistic, get messy, have fun, create something beautiful. We've got our Yo-Ho Pirate and Princess Camp. That's for a little bit younger ages. Some of the boys become pirates and they swab the poop deck and they do fun things and they get swords, and the girls dress up and they put on a dress and they have a tea party. We have a MAD camp, which is music, art, and dance, and that's for kids to, they have a week to learn an instrument or perform something, and we're partnering actually with Southwest Virginia Community College on that camp. We have Wet and Wild Camp. That's an opportunity for kids to come to the farm, kayak in the river, do a slip and slide that's giant in a foam pit. So these camps are designed to just get kids outside, to get them moving, to get them hiking, to get them learning something, and to give them a memory and an adventure that they won't forget.
Oh, that's just so wonderful. And we just saw some more images of Main Street School again. How do you think that your role at Main Street School has helped you also with your new role with the executive director, being that with Mountain Kids?
What I love about that segue between the two is that I'm with these kids every day at school. I'm kind of a boots on the grounds. I know where they are. You know, I know what they're going through or what they're interested in or what they're excited in. And Mountain Kids really does want to meet kids where they are and to give them the opportunity and a community to explore, have an adventure, learn something STEM-based, learn a new skill. And so it helps me to cater some of our summer programs to where our kids are, what our kids are interested in, where they are.
That's fantastic. Now, you brought some instruments here, Jackie, so let's see what we have. I love demonstrations like this.
Absolutely. So the cool thing is you know, I love to make my classes hands-on. I want kids to explore. I want them to see what interests them. And so my music class, whether it's at Mountain Kids during the summer or whether it's at Main Street School, I want them to be hands-on and to get involved. And so a couple of different ways that we do that is we have many different instruments that we use. This is our ukulele, and we use it with the young kids, we use it with the old ones. There's a really fun song, you know, when the kids are moving, I'm singing, I'm singing, I'm singing in the room, I'm singing, I'm singing, I'm singing in the room. I wonder when I'll stop. I wonder when I'll stop. I let them sing. And then I stop, and then they giggle, and we have a great time. And even for our older kids, you know, maybe they want to learn Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And so we'll make it a little more challenging. So we have the ukulele, which we have a classroom set of.
That was wonderful, by the way. That was fun.
Thank you. Well, fun is what we aim for as well. The kids love these. These are our colored handbells.
Oh, neat.
So they actually learn at a young age to read music. The music itself is color coordinated. And you can see that they have their letters and their numbers associated. So not only can they play melodies with these, but they can also do harmonies.
Oh, neat.
So we use these not only for the little kids, but also for the older ones. Usually around Christmas time, we hand them out, and they learn to read for Carol of the Bells. And so they play that for our Christmas program.
Oh, how interactive.
Yes.
It's so neat.
Awesome. And then the last little thing that I brought is a show and tell. My kids love these. These are our bucket drums. We are known for our bucket drums. I'll kind of keep it up here so you can see.
Neat.
We had these donated, so we have names on them, just like the ukuleles as well. But the feedback that I hear from a lot of kids in high school is that they are insecure about their rhythm reading. You know, there's some complicated rhythms when you get into band or orchestra or choir. And so I do a whole segment, both at Main Street School and plan to do it at Mountain Kids, on bucket drums. And what makes bucket drums so great is that you can really focus on your rhythm reading. You know, it's a non-pitched instrument, but you can still get great sound out of it. So you've got the sound in the middle, you've got the sound off the rim, and then on the side. So actually what we do is we do bucket drum choreography.
Neat.
I write my own music for it, but we'll play different songs, and we'll read it on a drum staff. And then the kids will play the bucket drums along with the recorded music. And then in between their programs, we'll do kind of like with sight reading. So I get kids not to be intimidated by sight reading their rhythms, And when you have a good, solid foundation on rhythm reading, it really helps them flourish, no matter what instrument, or if they go into vocals, no matter what they decide to go into, they have a good, solid foundation on reading the rhythms.
Oh, neat. See, I just want to be a kid again and try these. Can I try these out before
Yes,
we go?
please,
Here.
please.
Look at this. I'm learning music this morning on In Focus. I had to. I was like, I see Jackie doing this, teaching the kids. I'm like, you know what? We might as well. What a way to end the segment. Like, this is so neat. Like, boom. There,
The
see?
kids love it. It's one of their favorite parts of music class, and we kind of weave it all throughout our class because they just always want to come back to it.
Oh, well, I can see why, Jackie. We're going to end on that note. Visit mountainkids.org, Main Street School, and check him out. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Mel.
Bye, everyone.